Last month, I joked that I haven't used a full-size board in a while, only to review 2 more boards in that layout. Let's save the best for last. This is the Mineral02 by Akko, their new series in the Mineral moniker that promises premium quality, less of the gimmicks, with all the conveniences you'd want for a mechanical keyboard. Let's check it out. Disclaimers out of the way first, Akko has sent me this unit for review, but they have no say on the opinions I have on this keyboard. They are watching this video the same time as you do. They also sent out the creamy yellow and creamy blue Pro B5 switches, of which will be used later for the build. For now, let's go back to the box. Inside, you'll first see the board still wrapped in its plastic and hard plastic cover to protect it in shipping. On top lives the accessories, which includes the coiled USB Type-C cable, a value add-on since Akko has started not including it on budget models. Then, it's followed by an extra set of screw-in stabs, should you wish to change out the pre-assembled plate mount ones. Next up are the separate keycap and switch pullers in purple and white. The 2.4 GHz dongle is seen as well, as this is a multi-mode keyboard. Then finally, you also get the quick start guide in multiple languages. Going back to the board, I've got mine in this black CNC aluminum frame, but you could also get this in white should you wish to. First impressions, it's one heavy keyboard. Definitely heavier than the AL98 I've used last month, and that's partially due to the weight on the back surrounding almost the whole perimeter of the bottom case. Such a nice back piece to see for an Akko keyboard. The Mineral02 is a second release from Akko from the Mineral lineup, which coincides with the 01 in the 75% form factor, something I'd love to check out as well. The Mineral lineup consists of Akko's top-of-the-line models in the Barebone series, featuring aluminum cases with tri-mode functionality, an 8000 mAh battery, and crystal-like designs on the edges that are actually acrylic accents with RGB flanking the insides for that diffused look. The Mineral02 is in the 1800 layout, which closely resembles the Cherry G80, but in a more compact form. You could think of this as an explosive 75% keyboard, with the addition of the number pad on the right, and like the AL98, this one has the full-size 2U0 key, which makes it easier to adapt to coming from an ANSI full-size keyboard. Moving to the sides, we see another reason why this is a premium board with a premium price tag. As opposed to having a normal wedge profile, this actually has a curved one that's seen through even to the back. Such a nice touch from Akko. I genuinely did not saw this coming, and this feels more of a fluid design than their other offerings. To the rear, we see a very recessed Type-C port smack dab in the middle that has no issues even with bigger Type-C cables. Finally, to the back is a heavy and fingerprint magnet of a weight that is split into two with the Akko logo front and center. Underneath that is a sticker for the model number, and to the sides are the rubber feet being flanked on the curved edges of this keyboard. Weighing in at over 2.7 kilograms, this is one of the most heaviest keyboards I've used next to the Zoom 98. From observing it in the studio, right after unboxing it, I haven't seen any scuffs or anodization issues even on the black case. The acrylic edges might be a weak point though, since it's made out of a weaker material, but from daily use, I haven't seen any problems with them. Moving to the assembly, this employs a catchable system that makes it easier than ever to mod and to build. And in use, they're one of the highlights of this keyboard. It's smooth to operate the catchable system, and in lugging this around, I did not feel like it will fall apart. Overall, a great system. Again, to the back, the weight holds a significant perimeter of the bottom case. If you're picking this up, just make sure not to touch the weight as it is a huge fingerprint magnet. Moving over to the PCB, Akko did not skimp on this one. It's not Hall effect, but I much prefer that. Let's quickly rattle through the specs. It's a hotswap keyboard with 5-pin Cherry MX switches, It's bulky RGB with south-facing sockets. It's got tri-mode with Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz, and the switch is underneath the caps lock key should you wish to change modes. It being wireless means it must have a battery. And this, as the norm with big boards, has two 4000 mAh batteries inside, all connected up to a daughter board that powers the PCB. Speaking of which, the PCB is configurable through BIA using a JSON file supplied by Akko's website. It might be no frills by not having a screen or even a knob, but I'd say Akko did everything right for this PCB. It's no frills, but it's good enough for what the board offers. And what the board offers for mounting is gasket mount with gasket tabs inside seen alongside the perimeter of the whole case. To circumvent any possible pinging from this board, they also added what seems to be a force break mod in silicon already. No need to mod at all. And as with any boards from Akko this year, this is packed to the brim with foams inside that surrounds the outer layers of the PCB and in between the plate. Moving over to the plate, this one, like its 75% brother, has an FR4 plate with a few plex cuts in between, making it have a slightly bouncier feel versus if it was aluminum. But I'd wager that polycarbonate would make it even bouncier. Still, it's a fair choice for Akko to use FR4 in this build. Speaking of building, let's build this up. Since Akko has sent out their creamy yellow and creamy blue Pro B5 switches, we'll be both using it for this keyboard. Building it up here in the studio, I first used the blue Pro B5s, which are a medium weighted tactile that has a satisfying bump. This is supposed to be their successor to the B3s, and I'll be reviewing them solo in an upcoming video, so subscribe to not miss that. For keycaps, I opted to use a mixture of keycaps. I used WS white and blacks with accents from my buy-in set, but I eventually changed it back to black as it suited a more monotone look. I also added a metal keycap for the escape key, courtesy of RX003, and two black relegendable keycaps that were freebies from the Grand Dason. And without further ado, here it is, all stock, with creamy blue Pro B5s, the stock plate mount stabs, and WS white and blacks. Enjoy! Before concluding this review, I'd say I much prefer the sound of the board with the blue pros than the yellows. It's a much more fuller and poppier sound, and I love the tactile bump it provides on the otherwise stiff gasket mount of the Mineral02. So, what are my thoughts on the Mineral02? As someone who has tested out a huge range of almost full-size keyboards in the past month, from budget to high-end, this Mineral02, for its asking price, is worth the purchase. It combines premium materials, an expansive backpiece weight, all the essentials for a PCB in 2025, all bundled up in an almost pre-built package. Just add keycaps and switches into the mix. This board is the best Akko has to offer for us enthusiasts, and I think they delivered on that front. If you like the design, the layout, and the quirkiness of the crystal edges, then I'd say go for this. You wouldn't be disappointed. On the other hand, if you want almost all the same features this has, but you're on a tighter budget, the AL98 is sure to grab your attention. This Mineral02, alongside its 75% brother, has got to be one of the most premium Akko keyboards I've ever tested, next to the SPR67 during the pandemic. I only wish they make more layouts for it, one in 65, and maybe a Sangan 60% version. But for now, I'll give this Mineral02 a huge recommendation if you're looking for a premium 1800 layout board that's also packed to the brim with features. I might daily this for a long while given it's such a good looking board with good looking keycaps. For now, that's all I've got for this video. How about you? What do you think of the Mineral02? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm John J. Bimava, and I'll see you in the next video.